I turned 4, I asked my parents for a bike, and I got a little sister. Then, when I was 5 and a half, I asked for a puppy, but I got 2 twin brothers. And this year, I'm going to ask for another little sister, and maybe I'll get that bike.
First National Bank, believing in the community, preparing for the future.
Hello and welcome to Press Pass for the week of January the 9th, 2012. I'm George Anderson. Joining me today is Phil Wilburn of Seymour Little Theater. How's it going, Phil?
Pretty good, George. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Brush on today, I want to talk a little bit about some of the events that's going on. I see you guys are doing some remodeling, construction type stuff.
Yeah, the building that we moved into, the old Coca-Cola building, used to be the Baybach Brothers Printing, and we bought that and been renovating it into a theater. Of course, it's an ongoing process. We're still renovating all the time, doing something. But our latest project is we closed in the windows in front of the building, and we're going to put ceramic tiles there. We've got a volunteer, Jeff Compton. He's a master tile and ceramic crafter, has done a lot of volunteer work with us to help us get that going. And so hopefully I'd say by early spring anyway, we should have that completed there in the front. It'll be a nice addition.
Right. Now, you said you guys moved in there just a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I believe we actually moved into the building in 2005.
Okay.
Seymour Little Theater's been here since 1985, but up until that point, we had to use somebody's garage to do all of our work in and get our props ready. And then, of course, we'd have to rent a building and move all the props over to the building and stuff. So now we've got our own place where we don't have to move around as much.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that working out pretty good for you guys?
It's working out really great, really good. And we've also been able to do a lot more than we did before. We've done some jam sessions. We're renting out for beauty pageants, birthday parties. We even had a slumber party in there one night. Yeah. A bunch of little girls, I think, and a couple of the women from the theater were chaperones along with the parents, and they had a slumber party there one night. So we've done all kinds of stuff in the building.
Right. Well, I know you guys do a lot of plays and stuff like that. What kind of events do you have coming up in the...
Pretty soon?
Yeah.
Well, the next thing that we have coming up is on Valentine's Day. We're going to do a show called My Funny Valentine, which will be a variety show with a lot of different singers, a lot of our local talent. Some of the people that are going to be there, for instance, Cindy Tudor, Nicole Neville, Chuck Long, David Sappington, a fella he's just really good. Courtney Morgan, I believe her last name is, a young lady that was in our summer drama camp last year. Okay. So we've got a lot of people that are going to be in the show.
And then you said there's another music thing coming up with
Matt
Jackson?
Yeah. Matt Jackson, one of our newest members, has been working with Jamie Pulliam Chase. She's from Kennett. She graduated in 1984. I believe her parents were Sylvester and Linda Pulliam. Anyway, she's in Kansas City right now. She has a band called J-Love, and we've booked them to come in May the 26th for a show. Her and her band will be here from Kansas City to do a show with us too on May the 26th. And then, of course, this summer we'll have our summer drama camp again for the kids. It's during the summer. There's no charge to the kids. They come in, they work on some plays or skits or a variety show or whatever. Angie Nix, our president, she started that about 3 years ago. I believe this will be her 3rd or 4th year that she's done that.
Okay.
So that's something else we're doing.
So how would a kid go about getting involved in that?
You can check on our website, SeymourLittleTheater.com,
right.
And whenever that's coming up, we'll post it on there, and people can sign up then. If they will, they could send an email to me. I'm the corresponding secretary currently, and they can send an email to me. It's news@SeymourLittleTheater.com.
Okay.
And I'll put their email on the list, and every time we have something coming up, I send them an email and let them know.
Okay.
So that's a little quicker that way.
Right. Now, as for adults, I know you guys, the plays and stuff, how do adults get involved in like the play families in the mystery theaters? And
Well, it's open to anybody.
Mhm.
There's no fee to be a member of Seymour Little Theater. If you want to come down and act, the first time that I became, I think it was back in 1994, 95, something like that. I went to one of the shows called 50s Fantasy, and I had a great time. It was a dinner show. My wife and I went, and I was watching everybody on stage, and I thought, well, hey, I could do that, you know. And so we started doing it. Now, I'm not as good as a lot of them guys are, but you know, it's something you can do.
Right.
We have a lot of people that don't even want to get on stage. They just want to do backstage work, you know. So even if you're not interested in being on stage as a performer, we can use all kinds of help backstage.
Right. You can have a crew.
That's right. We got to have somebody, you know, somebody out there plugging the phones and letting people know what's going on. Advertising, begging for money. You know, I've been real good at that. So, but all kinds of different positions that they could. And all they got to do is they can call me 573-344-6808, or like I say, they can go to our website and there's a link on there where they can contact us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the theater kind of gives back to the community too. Just tell me about a scholarship or cash
Yeah.
award.
In 1990, we started a cash award at Kennett High School. Every year we give $250 to a graduating senior, and that's called the Seymour Little Theater Terrence Van Hunter Memorial Award.
Okay.
Terrence Van Hunter was one of the original founders of the group. I think we may have one or two of the original founders still there, but we've had a lot of people in the past that have helped us, you know, with that. But we started the grant cash award, I think it was in 1990 was the first one that we did.
So that's a little over 20 years now.
Yeah, and for the last 3 years, we've also given a $250 cash award to a graduating senior in Harlem.
Okay.
So we've kind of started to spread out a little bit, maybe help a few more kids.
Yeah, you said Kennett High School a minute ago, and I was thinking it's not just available as far as the programs aren't just available for Kennett, they're for anybody in the area, right?
Yeah, that's, and like I tell people all the time, it's Seymour Little Theater, which is southeast Missouri. So we try to, you know, help everybody. A lot of the talent that we have comes from all around. The Valentine's show that we're going to be doing, we've got somebody coming from Malden, somebody from Campbell, one or two from Arkansas, you know, so it's like a whole community thing. It's not just Kennett.
Right. Okay. You said something a minute ago, and it made an idea pop into my head. You were talking about Matt Jackson. Now, he's also involved with a bunch of music stuff. I don't know when CAFTA had the arts thing on the square. You guys are a member of CAFTA.
Right.
How are things like that working out for you, being part of it, taking a group and putting it with another group? And
well, I think it's working out really good. CAFTA, we formed CAFTA this year, and I say we by, Seymour Little Theater, Cotton Bowl Artists League, and Friends of Music.
Right.
Those three organizations got together and we formed a group called CAFTA, which is Kennett Alliance for the Arts, and we did the art show downtown. Last year, the Cotton Bowl Artists League, or year before last, they did one on their own, and so they wanted to increase the size of the activity, so they came up with the idea of forming the group, and they came to us and we all said, yeah, we think that's a great idea, so hopefully that'll be better. And Matt was really involved in that quite a bit. He did a lot of work on CAFTA.
he did a lot of the booking for the entertainment, didn't he?
Some of that, yeah, he did quite a bit of that too.
How did that event turn out for you guys, as far as exposure?
Yeah, exposure, it was great. It was really good. We had, for Seymour Little Theater, we had some of our kids that were in the summer drama camp that went down and did some mime down on the street. Oh yeah, down on the streets, and they came back and they were just tickled to death. They said, people gave us money, and so I said, well, that's what mimes do. You know, they go out and they perform, and people give them money. You know, and not only did they enjoy doing the mime stuff, they also enjoyed getting a little cash for it. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. I told them, I said, well, maybe paint my face and I'll go down there. You know, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did. It was a real good event.
I drove. I didn't get a chance to go, but I got to drive through.
Yeah.
And that square was packed.
It was really good. I talked to one or two of the vendors. One of them, I think it was the guy with the kettle corn. And the first day, and I asked him, I said, how's it going? And Phil, he said, I've made more money today than I did at the last 3 events I attended all together. So he was just tickled to death with the turnout. And hopefully next year we're going to do it again. I believe we've already set the dates, and I'm not positive on the dates, but it'll be around September, right in there like it was this year. And hopefully it'll be even bigger, be better.
And you guys will start putting stuff on the website for that. That's CAFTA.org.
Right, CAFTA.org. Yeah, that'll be good for that. So hopefully, it gives Friends of Music, Cotton Bow Artists League, and Seymour Little Theater, it gives us all more exposure to more people. So more people know we're out there. Like I say, Seymour Little Theater's been here since 1985, and you'll run into people all the time says, who, what, where,
Right.
It's kind of like any business. You take and they say, well, I didn't know that was there. Well, it's funny, it's been there forever,
Right.
And so you need to get that exposure out there and let people know that you're there. We try recruiting all the time, because like I say, we can use, everybody and anybody to do anything.
Right. Well, I think your building back there has helped with a lot of people finding out that
Yeah.
it is there. I don't,
It
me
did.
personally, I didn't really know about it. And then once I started working up here, ran into you, and the building right here behind us has
And
kind
then
of,
you see it,
and
Well,
Jamie Holmes. did
Jamie
it.
Holmes did the mural on the back of the building back there, the comedy and tragedy mask.
Right.
I think, as a matter of fact, that is going to be basically the color scheme that they're going to use for the tiles on the front window. It'll be
Okay.
similar color scheme to that. Supposedly that's how it's supposed to be, but it could change. You can't ever tell. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with theater. It's been great, and I just it's something that I think the community needs, and everybody can enjoy. We've done jam sessions. We get a lot of local guys to come down, and sometimes they'll come in there some night and they'll just jam. And we've had a lot of good response off that. People just love coming in and listening to them guys.
Right.
And so I think it's been a lot of fun.
Okay. Was there anything else that you'd like to tell us about the Seymour Little Theater?
I hope I didn't miss anything, because somebody's going to see it and say, Phil, why didn't you tell them about this? The one good thing, one thing I do want to tell people is that we can always use members. If you like to act, if you like to sing, if you like to direct, if you want to be in charge of working the lights, we even need some people to work with our sound booth, all that stuff, And then if you don't want to get on stage, or if you don't want to do any of that stuff, you can still help Seymour Little Theater if you go to goodsearch.com.
Okay.
It's a search engine kind of like Google,
Right.
except it's Good Search, and every time they go on Good Search and look up something, Seymour Little Theater, if you list us as your charity,
Right.
we'll get at least a penny, and it adds up.
Right.
So they can do that. So there's all kinds of ways. Of course, they could always send money, but
There you go, making for money.
there you go. People see me come in the door and they say, "How much do you want this time?" But yeah, it takes a lot to keep it all going and everything. But with all the people that we have, and it's all volunteer, So but we have a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Well, on that note, give the people out there watching your contact information one more time.
Okay, it's SeymourLittleTheater.com. You can find the link to get us there. We also have a Facebook page, Seymour Little Theater, or you can call me, Phil, for now, 573-344-6808, or our president, which is Angie Nix, down at the Westgate Beauty Salon. Her number, I believe, is 888-4095.
Okay.
And of course, a lot of you guys know some of the members. Joe King. If you see him out running around, say, "Hey, Joe," or Kathy Raspberry, or she's our treasurer. So if you can contact any of them people, and they'll tell you how to come on down and join us.
And is there a membership list on the website?
No, there's not a list of current members because it changes, And then we have a lot of members that some of them don't even live here. It's just when they're in town, they'll come in and do something. So we don't have like a list on the website itself.
Okay.
But there's just, well, you're a member if you want to be, George. I believe you've come down and done some stuff before, like an article for us or something, so we consider you a part of the family.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by today. If anybody out there watching wants to get a hold of us at the Democrat, stop by 203 First Street or give us a call at 888-4505. You can shoot me an email at ganderson@dddnews.com. If you have any ideas for topics or something you'd like to see on Press Pass, just shoot me an email and I'll see what I can do for you. Other than that, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching us, and have a good one.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you.